Well, hola, compañeros. It's your old pal King Waspinator, and welcome back to Total Party Skills. I guess get ready to hit that unsubscribe button because we're talking yet again about an episode of Rings of Power. Now, to be quite honest, this might possibly be the best episode they've put out so far out of this season. The plot line was much more tightly focused. They didn't spread it out between too many divergent characters. You can basically say is, mostly the Bronwyn Andoril stuff with a little hint of Numenorians. They actually zipped them together, so finally, after 6 episodes in, close to the end of the season, finally, a couple of sets of main characters actually meet each other, and we see how they relate. A few things about it seem rushed, and considering the amount of time spent on other things, they probably could have, balanced the story out a little bit better and communicated a few things a little bit better. They were trying really hard to try to, recreate the end of Helm's Deep moment where the, riders of Rohan come roaring in over the hill kind of stuff. They were really trying to get to that moment. Period. This show wants every line of dialogue to be like that scene where Gandalf is telling Pippin about heaven, before the Battle of Minas Tirith. And they need to learn to ease off that shit a little bit and wait and actually earn the profound moments instead of trying to cram it into every scene. It's not perfect, but compared to the previous episodes, it's better. But, better doesn't mean it's the best kind of a thing. The divide over this show is just increasingly just kind of mind-numbing. I don't know why people are out there trying to reflexively simp for the show and make it out like it's better than it is. I don't know why so many people are so personally invested in wanting to see it fail. It matters not one whit to my life and the future of my life whether this show is good or bad. It's not in my best interest for it to be a failure, not any more than it's in my interest for it to succeed. And so it's weird how everyone just has grabbed their pitchforks for their respective sides over this one. I like that we're actually getting a little bit of development on orcs through the Adar character. Color me controversial, but the pretty races aren't the good guys. They all feel like they're personally invested with God's will and all that kind of shit. We're doing the will of the Valar and Maiar and all that kind of crap. And reality, Galadriel, the Numenorians, they're not the good guys. They just look good. The orcs are actually increasingly kind of sympathetic in this version of Lord of the Rings, and I don't mind that. They were turned into twisted, hideous creatures kind of against their will, and are still stuck out there this legacy of a past war, and servants of an entity that doesn't exist anymore, or more accurately is banished to the void and all that kind of stuff. And just being used as pawns and seen as disposable and looked down upon by the aristocratic elves who can't seem to deal with the fact that these are your own people actually, and so why are you being such an automatic bitch? The venomous racial hatred Galadriel displayed in that episode of you were twisted by Morgoth, and so I'm gonna make sure you're extra punished by making sure you stay alive so you can watch me murder all your children. Okay, it's why I kind of approved of the ending where Mount Doom blows up and they have their little 9/11 ending. That Galadriel, her plans actually blow up in her face, kind of literally. I will say that ending, when the orcs funnel the water into Mount Doom and cause, a magma explosion in the chamber beneath the mountain and all that kind of stuff. I'm sitting there watching this and I'm like, wow, Rings of Power understands volcanic science better than J.J. Abrams and the people who made Star Trek. Because, water getting into a magma chamber and causing a flash explosion of steam is what causes quite a lot of volcanic eruptions. There was none of that stupid shit we gotta get in there with this cold fusion device to freeze the volcano. it's weird considering that the show opened up with an elf telling Galadriel a very unscientific reason for why ships stay afloat. It's because the heart of the ship is looking up to the stars or some shit like that, and nothing at all to do with, water displacement on a ship hull or anything like that. But yet, though, then they actually have a reason why Mount Doom explodes suddenly. That isn't just based purely on magic. It's not like the old traitorous human dude took the Sauron sword and just stabbed it into a hill, and it just magically made it happen. I mean, there's a whole mechanical engineering kind of thing going on there, which also, kind of indicates that there's an intelligence to the orcs that is overlooked, totally ignored. They are the most technologically sophisticated race in Middle Earth, and yet because they're ugly, they're bad guys. So I don't know. Whatever. It's all stupid. Everyone's point of view on the thing is stupid. My point of view on the thing is stupid. We're all stupid. Stay waspinated.